My name is Rhapsody, and fuck. Do I have to elaborate? Did you watch either of the last two episodes? You'll know my win rate is 33%. First of them was a concede. Second one didn't feel fair. I'm not exactly having a grand time right now. Warrior should be a little better. Oh, wait. I'm not even considering the possibility that it's the worst type of warrior to be facing. Which would be the old style control warrior. Because we have a finite amount of damage as a rush deck. And thanks to armor, he has basically an infinite amount of health. So if I see an armor smith this turn, basically it's going to be that deck. Ah, Mech Warrior. Never seen this, to be completely honest with you. Not seen this yet. But I am not a huge fan of watching whatever he wants to do to this mech. Screwjank Clunker is probably going to be a really big part of this matchup. Screwjank Clunker being a, I believe, 5 mana 2/5 that gives +2/+2 to a friendly mech? Or is it 4 mana 2/5? Is it even a 2/5? Who knows? Slam Whirlwinds, Slam Execute. Are you just gonna leave it on 1 health? You can't do that, buddy. You can't leave me hanging. I'm glad that he drew the card, because it means that Jeeves is going to be less effective for him and more effective for me. Ah, I just realized I've played very strongly into his hopes and dreams of using Cleave, which would probably be his most efficient removal and would justify why he just did a slam. So, fuck. Not Cleave. I've noticed 9 times out of 10 that card isn't a Cleave.
Hey, lights out.
Here we go. Can't do that.
And I still think on that mana he would have played a Cleave. So I'm just gonna feeling things out, but I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have a Cleave in hand unless he top decked it just then. Don't top deck Cleave. Don't you dare. Is that a... No. Is that it? That... No. No. None. He's hovering over everything, including his hero's face, and then the hero power... Is the hero power a Cleave? Is your face a Cleave? The fuck is going on here? What's the Cleave? Because something is the Cleave. Oh, I'm certain of it. Okay. Fuck. It doesn't look like with any combination of Backstab and Blade Flurry that I can actually clear the board without having to use any of my minions.
I wonder.
So if he had to put a Master Swordsmith out, I've got to assume that he doesn't really have much, right? Can I make that assumption? I think I can. Whoops! Now I get to take 2 more damage to the face.
Here we go.
Thanks, me, you fucking idiot. I'm a dongo. Alright. I wonder if I'll see a, brawl. That'd be weird. Just fixing up my seating position as I am oft wont to do. Sometimes I like to sit cross-legged on top of my chair, and then other times my legs start to hurt. Ah. Well. Found it! Do I sap that back to his hand for a laugh? I mean, we don't have lethal, so it's probably a bad idea. But at the same time, it's a funny idea. Yeah. And you want to know why it's going back to his hand? Because if he casts it this turn, he loses. Right? If he casts it this turn, he needs to use 1 mana to deal 2 damage to my face, and then I need to draw the Burrowing Mine next card, right? That would be incredibly low odds. So if he casts it again, he loses. So it doesn't matter. Also, I win if he uses Brawl. Ooh, do I? No, Brawl and Armor Up. He goes to 7. I can, well, actually no, because one of them will survive, so that'll be my supplementary damage, yeah. Ooh. He's playing a new kind of deck that I've never even seen. He's playing warrior cards that I've just never seen in Constructed. Well played. So even though it seems like putting the Iron Juggernaut back in his hand would not be valuable, it honestly doesn't matter. Because if he plays it, he loses. It's kind of like when you set up your opponent to get a really good Flame Strike, but they've only got 2 health, right? So they're on like turn 7, and you put out everything on the board plus a 5/5, right? And then if they Flame Strike, that 5/5 goes down to a 5/1, but then you've still got lethal, right? They clear your board except for the 5/1, but you still win the game. So you got to think about the big game rather than just the immediate tiny little bits of value you might be able to pick up. I'm hoping for Mech Warper and... I'm not looking at the screen. I'm hoping for Mech Warper and... Iron Sensei. Fuck. Come on, man. I just want a Mech Warper Iron Sensei. That's the Tespa card back. Badass. I want that. Oh, man. No develop. Okay, so... What do I know? Well, if he's going to remove my Micro Machine, he's going to be removing my Micro Machine using Wrath. So whether or not I put my Micro Machine behind a Neutron is not going to matter. I'm going to need to draw very quickly into Jeeves because all of the cards in my hand are low cost, so I'm going to have them all spent really quickly. There's the Wrath. So it doesn't matter if I put it behind, if I put a Neutron out first to protect it, because it's gonna, that was going to go down in that exact same way no matter what I did. So Sap is a very important card in this matchup, and the early Jeeves for me is also really important. This is a ramp deck, right? What? The oh my god, I don't know anything about anything anymore. I don't know dick about butts. What the how are you gonna buff it? You don't put a Nerubian egg in decks if you don't have a way to pop it, right? So my assumption is that he had Defender of Argus this turn and was gonna start going ham all over my stuff. And I wouldn't be able to backstab it if he had Defender of Argus out. Mark of the Wild, Mark of Nature are also similar possibilities. Although I can, I believe, clear that if I get a 1 or 2. 2. Excellent.
Here we go.
The problem is, he's going to run out his hand as fast as I am, so Jeeves is likely going to give him value as well as me. Which is very unfortunate. What am I expecting to see in this deck? Well, Ancient Watchers, I wouldn't be surprised to see.
Your magic
Wouldn't be surprised to see Nourish. Okay. Please be super high cost cards in his hand. Iron Sensei, finally. Clockwork Gnome, so that can go down the same turn as Iron Sensei. That's really good. I'm going to have the immediate effect out of it, regardless of whether or not he manages to kill my current board state.
Where shall I strike?
Charge? Yeah. That's really unfortunate for me.
Hurry up, come close.
Here we go.
Now, I'm hitting it this turn because it means no matter which of those targets he decides to attack with his charging minion, it's gonna die. And then I'm gonna have the ability, hopefully, if I draw a 1 mana card, to re-dagger, play the 1 mana card, and then Tinker's Sharp Sword so that I can get a buff out as well as the weapon effect. The problem is, he can still have elements of the high ramp druid, right? So he might have just been using those as kind of like delay until he gets to the point in the game where he can just play his big dudes. Which is the problem that I'm hoping I'm not... Are you gonna... No, you're gonna clear the Iron Sensei with the, yeah, hero ability. Boring. So boring. Okay, so I do that and that. No, I can't do that and that, so...
Come close and listen.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna protect it for a turn, see if I can get this Mech Warper buff. Mad buff. Come on, I need another Annoyatron or something like that. I need something to slow down his progress while I also make mine. And another card draw because he is a greedy bastard. Sludge Belcher. Piloted Shredder, really? I'm surprised to see that. There's another Mech Warper. If I remove that, I'm gonna lose the game.
Silent, but
In the long run, I will lose the game if I remove that. So even though he can now kill me with, you know, any number of things, my best play was to attack the face to have the possibility to win the game later.
I must safeguard the land.
Okay. Ooh.
My shield for Argus.
Fuck. Something like that would probably end our video game. Yeah. So, he can still cast Swipe. He still has the mana for Swipe to our face. I only have 1 more Jeeves in this deck, and I'm basically relying on surviving not only until I get the Jeeves, but then surviving until Jeeves gives me an effect where I lose. Unless I get, like, Jeeves Sap, something stupid. Some very stupid things have to happen for us not to immediately lose this game next turn.
Well played.
I'm gonna have to start squelching people! Oh, I'm getting salted. I'm getting salted, guys.
Scrub.
Oh my god! What is wrong? I'm losing like every second, well, every third game, actually. Every third. No, I'm winning every third. I'm losing every... two-third. Is there any description for that, right? Like, when something is happening more often than not, I'm losing 2 out of every 3 games, I guess is the closest one that I can come up with. Shit! Oh, it's not going well.
Valera versus Usa.
Stacy the Paladin.
I will fight with honor.
What?
Well, at least I'm a little bit comforted, because I happen to know Stacy actually really well. Big friends with, basically we're family friends, right? So I can tell you from first-hand experience that Stacy's mom has got it going on. Which is all I want, and I've waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see you're just not the girl for me? I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom. That's gonna seem real weird if you are not... Oh my god, we've had this before! If this guy coins out... If this fucking guy coins out the goddamn Blood Knight as a response to this, I'm gonna be so dirty. I hope people understand that that is a reference to a song called Fountains of Wayne by Song called Stacy's Mum by Fountains of Wayne. Whoops.
Reporting for duty.
Finally, things seem to be going our way.
And listen.
So you can make your attack and then coin consecrate. That's the best case scenario for you. Now I know a coin consecrate is not a call to coin consecrate. It's called a consecration. That's a consecration happening right there. That's a true silver champion. Oh, you do not understand what wrath you've invited upon yourself. Jeeves becomes a 3/6 as a result of this. Ooh. That's actually better.
Silent, but deadly.
That's better because Jeeves wouldn't draw me a card that turn, but this is something that he can't get the Iron Sensei. He would need to consecrate and then attack to actually get the Iron Sensei.
Follow the rules.
Fine, Aldor Peacekeeper all you like, buddy. Don't mind. It's gonna get buff again. Now, I'm gonna guess that he doesn't have Consecration in hand,
Here we go.
Silent, but deadly.
because he hasn't used it so far in 2 situations where it would have been optimal. That's what I'm looking for. Now this is a 4/4 that's gonna become a huge threat over time. I'm very glad that out of all of the games that people have decided to spectate, that this is the one that's being spectated. Because the other ones... Oh, God, no, the other ones.
The victory.
Well played.
Well
See, that's the kind of thing that occasionally happens. You get the right opening and then the game, well, ends just very quickly. Alright, we're gonna go for one more. One more before the end of the episode. Because I'm feeling like there's gotta be a wind change, right? Is that the wind change that we've been looking for? Not wind change, but wind change. Is this the sign of a new era, perhaps? Are we finally going to start having some good games here? Or do I just have to change deck? That's a thing I could do as well.
Gul'dan.
Although then I have to craft more things. Ugh.
Shall be mine.
Watch your back.
Okay, so against Handlock, I need Sap. Against Rush, I need Blade Flurry. If he mulligans more cards than he keeps, he's most likely Rush, the Canadian band. Was that actually the end of his mulligan phase when he moved across to the side? I'm going to assume that he is Handlock. Which of course means if he plays something on turn 1, I am going to be one salted man. I'll do that because I want the spare part more than I want the 2 damage to the face right now. Mortal Coil is running Handlocks. But no 1 mana cards are. What is it with the Murloc revival? Are people like digging Murloc again? Is that what's going on? I don't get it. So, how are you gonna buff the Murloc to the point that it's not gonna die to my Lepidome? That's fine, you can attack me to the face for 3 damage. I don't care. Oh, God. Alright, so I just need to outlast this person. Sap, not exactly sure when I'm going to use in this matchup. Eviscerate, I definitely know when I'm going to use. It's when I see the 3/3 bastard. Oh, man. Where's my Blade Flurry when I need it? That's the one I threw back as well. It's so set. on the idea this was going to be a handlock.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay. I can get some really good value here, but whether or not that's going to save me the game's, you know, question for the ages, isn't it? I might have to use Eviscerate on a 2 health minion rather than comboing it out, just to, well, first off to remove something, but then also to use the SI7 agent as proper removal. I mean, I have 4 damage against 1 target or 2 damage against 2 targets. That's basically the option I have if I make that my turn 5 play. And I'd much prefer 2 damage against 2 different targets. So I wonder if this guy, because this person, because we have had problems before. Problems, I mean, great successes before. Where we played against Murlocs that didn't know that they are not supposed to be trading. Okay, so I've got your answer for you guys. This, kill. Board cleared. The excellent thing about this is I can make an attack with the SI7, time rewind it back to my hand, and then make the SI7 deal 2 damage. That only cost me 4 mana. That's like it's a pretty good bounce, right? SI7 would kill 3 things at that rate. Ooh, having to life tap this early in the Murloc deck is not good. Are you running a Murloc/Demons deck? I don't know, man. I don't know the fucking new meta. This shit could be I don't know. I have seen a fucking handlock demon deck, alright? So I'm gonna step back and say some crazy shit has been going on in the recent meta. I don't know what he's running. All I know is that he's definitely running Dark Bomb, and he can't Dark Bomb the SI7 agent. He would have to use Soulfire if he wants to kill the SI7 agent with a skill this turn. With a spell this turn.
Why do you call?
I'll sap that back, motherfucker. I'll sap that back so hard, you won't even know what hit it. Except sap, which is the one I'm going to use against it.
Handle it!
Anything else? Or is this the end of the turn? Hallelujah! Sap, tinkers, attack, attack, and attack. Now that's what I'm looking for, right? The rush meta, when your opponent is playing a low-end deck, this is a good deck, right? It's just, I figured out that when your opponent isn't, this is bad. Maybe what's happened is that all of the people playing rush decks have gone so far up the ladder that I'm not versing them. Maybe I need to play a different rush deck or start playing a control deck or playing a mid-range. I could play Trump Control for a while. That might be what I do next episode. Regardless of what I do, you'll be able to find the deck list in the description down below for this deck in this video and that deck in whichever other video. Speaking of other videos, there's playlists in the description down below for Arena, Ranked, Naxxramas, Adventures, whatever your heart desires. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It does help me get my content out to new people. There's also a playlist in the description down below. Wait, I fucked up! Oh man, seeing the challenge and seeing words on the side of the screen has, yeah, whatever. I really appreciate it if you watched the video and enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.